Welcome back to the Daughters of the Moon podcast. We're grateful that you can join us for another week.
Yes, we are.
And Mom and I are both really excited today. We have Loren Morris on with us. She's an artist, author, and traditional witch whose work bridges folklore and nature with everyday sacredness. With more than 25 years of practice in traditional witchcraft, Loren weaves spells through art, story, and craft, creating a world where magic is both beautiful and practical. Her creations range from handcrafted spell cords and simmer pots to decorative and purposeful bottles, mirrors, and statuary. Her work has been featured by collectors and set designers alike. Lauren has also taught workshops through WitchCon and continues to share her knowledge through her shop Primitive Witchery, where she focuses on reviving timeless forms of hearth and folk magic. When she isn't writing or creating, she can be often found tending her garden, caring for rescued animals, volunteering at a local raptor sanctuary, or hanging out with her family. And I'm very excited. She has a new book coming out. It is The Crafty Witch's Guide to Cord Magic. So, welcome, Lauren. We're super excited to have you on the podcast with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, you have a new book coming out. So, can you tell us what inspired you to write this book right now?
A few years ago when I was hot and heavy with my shop, I was doing wholesale for Hex Old World Witchery, and Christian Day had asked me, he's the owner, he had asked me to create some spell cords, and he gave me a list of all the ones he wanted, and I started making those for him, and I just really got into those chords. I love making spell chords. There's so many things you can do with them. They're so versatile. You don't have to um, put a bunch of things on them, but I like to. I like to chock them full and just make them really decorative because they're also really pretty hanging in your home. And a lot of people, if they're not into magic and they see one hanging in your home, they just think it's a really pretty item, part of your home decor. And I thought there are some cord magic books, but there's no cord magic books like the cords that I make.
Okay.
So I wanted to write a book that had all everything on it. I didn't include all the other cord books have like selecting your material and the colors and things like that. I did not include those because you can buy reference guides for those sort of things. What I did include in my book was something that hasn't been covered before in many books. I covered the magic of bells, keys, and feathers. That's one chapter. And then I went over like making sigils, using numerology, planetary sigils, just different things like that, because those are all things that you can use on your cord.
Okay. And so this book is for the advanced, the newbie, the or anybody.
It's for anybody. When Wiser Books was really good because I kind of was writing it more for advanced. It's hard not to do that because you write at your skill level, right? So they were like, you need to, and they would go over it, and I was like, oh, okay, I understand. So it is for everyone.
Perfect. Perfect.
That's
I
good.
love. Yeah, it's intriguing because there's so many things you can do with cord magic, and I know that you can do some love stuff and abundance things. And so can we talk about some of the different things that you can do with cord magic?
Oh, well, in the book, I think I've got 13 chords in there. I think that's what I ended up with. You said love. There are three love chords that I've shown how to make in there. And I did heterosexual love and then gay love and then a lesbian love. Um, I was trying to be all inclusive for that. And I made them all really cool and pretty. And then I also included abundance, one for money, a baby with like a baby blessings cord that you can present to a mother at a baby shower, or the mother can have her friends come around and they can each write a little wish for the baby on there. I've included that. And let's see what else. I included a hexing cord, a binding cord, a reversal magic cord. I actually have picture or these are all the cords that are pictured in the book, and I brought those with me. So this
No,
is an abundance cord,
Oh, very nice.
and I used the sun for that because like the sun tarot card, it means all good things coming your way. So this is more than just a prosperity cord. It is everything. It's happiness, it's not having to worry about anything, and it includes the money or family prosperity, whatever you want it to include.
I love that.
yeah,
And
it's pretty cool.
then this one is a god cord. I do show how to make a goddess and a god cord. So this is the god cord that I gave the example of, and it's Odin. And I put rune magic on there. And all the instructions for every bit of this is in the book. So I've got a little vial of mead on there because he was known for drinking his mead. And here's an example of a goddess cord, and I use the Morrigan.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you really just, whatever you feel is, is connecting you to that god or goddess is what you want to put on that cord.
Okay.
Now I'll show you the binding cord. It's a very barren cord because you're binding someone. You don't want them to be happy in a sparkly cord. So it doesn't have a lot on it. It has spiders on it so they can wrap them up and bind them. And then it has ice to stop them. So, of course, these are when you feel like your protection's not enough. Um, you don't ever want to, a lot of people don't like to hex or bind or anything like that, but I say shadow and light make a whole. So sometimes you can't just rely on your protection. Sometimes you have to take it a step further, and that's okay. But a lot of people do shy away from that. I'm not one of those. This is a reversal cord magic spell cord. And this is just everything on here to send back if you feel like you've had something sent to you from somebody else. This will grab a hold of it and reflect it back to them. It has little mirrors. It has sweet gumballs, which have those little spikes on it to catch things. And this is one that I'll be giving away when the book comes out. This is it's a moon magic cord, but it is to help you have more clarity with your psychic visions or psychic dreams.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that one.
And I like to use collages on them.
Very
yeah,
nice.
they're beautiful.
Very nice. A lot of work in that.
That's another thing about them. They don't have to be a lot of work. You can make them as simple. You can take 10 minutes or 10 hours. I like the 10-hour ones because I
Yeah.
sit think about everything that could go on them, and then I try to cram everything on it that I
Very intent. Well, then it's very intentional too at that point, right? Because
Right.
you're connecting to that for whatever it is that you're trying to bring in or push away from you.
Exactly. And you want to focus the entire time. A lot of people think that you can just slap things on a cord, but you want to actually, it's very meditative while you're making a cord. Um, and I put a meditation with every chord in the book just to get you in the right frame of mind for what you're going to make one for. And I do try to explain that when you're braiding the cord and you're hyper focused on that one subject that you're making, um, it puts more intention into your cord and makes it more magical. And then the fact that you're hanging it in your home and you walk by it and see it, you see your intention, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Here's a rainbow cord. And this one is also in the book. This is a vision board cord. So you put everything on it instead, you know how big vision boards are.
Yeah.
Well, this is a cord instead, so it doesn't take up as much room. And I captured some rainbow water to put on this one because
Oh.
rainbows are for wishes.
And how does one collect rainbow water?
Well, you have
Question.
to be lucky. There's several ways you can do it. But the way I did it was every time a storm came in the summer, I would throw a bowl of water or a bowl to catch the water outside. And if there happened to be a rainbow show up, then it was rainbow water.
Okay.
But you can also hold a glass of water and just think and imbue the colors, each color of the rainbow into it. That would be one way. Or you could put a bowl on the ground and spray the water hose to where you
Oh,
see the rainbow. That would be another way. And my last example is the cursing cord. See the rotten apple?
yep. Those are very cool. Very cool. So what does somebody need to know before they start doing cord magic? Because I would imagine there's some things that you have to kind of prepare yourself for before you start doing this.
Um, really, just the only thing really required is focus, intention. That's what you want. You need to know going into making a cord, you really want to focus and put your intention into that cord. And knowing how to braid does help. So I do have a chapter on how to braid. But really, that's all you have to know. I mean, if you wanted to, when you make the knots in the cord, you're fastening your intention to the cord.
Okay.
So you just basically need to know how to put your intention into it. You can kind of feel it coming from your solar plexus, which is your place of power, up into your hands. And as you braid, just think of it coming through your hand, the palms of your hands as you braid. And then just keep your intention focused on it, and then knowing how to braid and know how to tie a knot in the, but I show how to do those in the book. So
Excellent. Did you have a question, Mom?
Yeah, I did. Thank you. I was wondering, like, is there design colors that you use for each one of them, or can that be any colors that can go into it?
well, there are certain colors for certain magics, and I
Okay.
use reference reference guides like this.
Okay.
Okay.
And this one from Llewellyn.
Okay.
Okay.
And I do have a list of books that are helpful in the back of my book.
That helps.
Yeah, it
Well, for
does.
people that don't know, right? Because not
Right.
everybody understands this. So when you're doing the chords, then I guess is there right or wrong things? Because I would imagine when you're looking at it with intention, if you're binding, you're going to want to put, like you suggested, things that kind of represent binding, or when you're
Mhm.
reversing things that are reversing, or when you're bringing abundance or something, those kind of things. But
Mhm.
it could be anything. It doesn't have to be like what you had on there, as long
Right.
as
I
it
mean,
represents.
there's so much there's so many correspondences for each thing. I mean, you can look in these books and see all the correspondences for prosperity. Just because I'm using the certain things on the cord doesn't mean that you have to use those things. Like
Okay.
my money cord that it's hanging in there by the door. Um, I had golden dollar bills on it to begin with, and they wanted to use it for the cover photo. And if you look at that cover photo, I have replaced those golden dollar bills with the bay leaves.
Okay.
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 See where the bay leaves are?
Yeah.
I had golden feng shui dollar bills there.
Okay. In here.
Right. And I was told that, that was fine for when the book is sold in America, but if it goes to other countries, we would want different. And so I said, well, let's put bay leaves on there. And, you can use those and just write your dollar amount that you're needing on those. So there's all kinds of different things you can use. I don't like to gatekeep one certain way to do anything. I think that if it feels right for you, then that's what you should do. I don't like
Mhm.
it when I've seen this a lot in the magical community. I've seen a lot of them make fun of other people of how they're doing things, and I'm always like, if you're in a certain tradition, I understand that. But if you're not in a certain tradition, or that person's not in a certain tradition, don't knock their magic. If it works for them, it works for them.
Mhm.
That's true. That's true.
Is
So,
there a right time to do cord magic, or is there a wrong time? Is it about timing? Like, is it something with the moon cycles, or
yes, I do have a timing chapter. I
like
did
I
put
do?
I did put a chapter on timing in there. So for prosperity magic, now this does help, and you do want to stick to this. Always the waxing moon, because you want to pull things to you. So there are certain hours and certain moon phases for each thing.
Right.
So for like prosperity, you would want to do either in the hour of the sun or the hour of Jupiter. And you can get little widgets to go on your phone so that you can keep up with that. So you don't have to figure it out. I've
That's
got,
handy.
I've actually got a moon widget and an hours widget, a planetary hours widget on my phone. And I use those all the time.
I love that because it's hard to remember all of this
It
stuff,
is.
right? There's
It
so
is.
many correspondences for us to remember especially with the planets and stuff. It's like, how can one keep those straight?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I use mine a lot. And when you do want to, if it's been a while since you've made a cord, but it's not one that you want to get rid of. Let's say it's like that abundance cord. So you just want to keep it year round. So what I do with my abundance cord is I will freshen it every so often. Like the orange slices that I put on there, they'll get dull looking after a while. They darken with age. So I'll take those off and I'll put new ones on. And when I do that, I also I'll do a new little spell to go with it during the right hours. So it would be on a Sunday during the hour of the sun in the waxing moon. And I would freshen that one up and then I would hang it back up.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
sorry, did you have a question, Mom?
No, I just said that makes sense that you would freshen it up because everything has to be freshened up, I find anyways. Good idea.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm just curious
Now,
though, when we talk about binding and reversing things back to people, can you
mhm.
talk a little bit about that for people that are like, that scares the crap right out of me because, right, we don't want to take people's free will, which it does not, but it just
Right.
kind of gets them out of our
Well,
bubble.
um, the reversal cord is just protecting you from someone else. I mean, you can make a protection cord, but you may feel a lot of people walk around thinking that someone else has cursed them, whether that person has or not. If you're thinking that you're cursed, well, you've cursed yourself just thinking that way. So you can always, if you need a little more comfort for your brain, hang that reversal cord up. All it's going to do, it's not going to do anything unless somebody sends something to you. And all it's going to do is send it back to the person. It has mirrors to like bounce back, like wards, if you put wards up around your house. Um, and it has the little spiky balls, like I said, to catch stuff. And well, let's get it and look at it. Let's go back over it. It also has a spider web imagery on it.
So
And
that's
it has,
just like the spider catching things in its web.
yes,
Yeah.
the web catching it. It also has, I have a lot of evil eyes on it because those are supposed to turn back the evil eye. I have rosemary on it, which is a protective herb. I have a broom on it to sweep away any negativity. The black feathers on it. Let's see, what else have we got on here? Oh, and I do have this planetary. I don't remember which one that is right off. It's written down in my book, but it's for reversal.
Okay.
So, it's a seal, planetary seal. So, and there's another evil eye. Can I go?
Yeah,
There it is.
that's awesome. I love that.
Now,
I
the
do.
binding one, if you are worried about a certain person, binding them just keeps them from doing any further harm to you. And you just stick them on there and not worry about it.
I love that. I love that. And I love because I think people get worried about that kind of stuff and I think people need to understand that it's not taking their free will. It's not anything like that. It's just protecting yourself from
It's
them and
protecting
their
yourself.
energy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And so if you were to get rid of one, like do you ever get rid of one? Like has it if it's done its thing or do you
If
just
it
refresh?
has if it has done its thing, let's say like the binding cord worked its magic, you and that person no longer in each other's lives, it's completely cut, done, over with, and you feel like you don't need that binding cord anymore, you would just undo it. And for running water, I don't like things being thrown into water, really, but you could run it underwater in the sink and then throw it in the trash.
Okay.
Or you could bury it. That would be fine too. The charms, if there's any charms or anything like that on them, just throw those in the trash. You could cleanse them in the dirt if you wanted to, but those they're usually just little cheap charms, so they're going to tarnish and stuff anyway. So
Yeah. And I would think you wouldn't want to hold on to that energy that's with it,
Mhm.
right? Because that was
right,
something, if it was catching that negative energy, you don't want to have that in your house
right,
anyways.
right, exactly. Now I have had one of my reversal cords just fall. And I was like, oh, you did your job. So I replaced it. I made a new one to go where that one was. If one suddenly falls or something like that, sometimes too, I will hear, I've stood next to one before and heard like a door slam in my head, and I knew that one was done.
Okay.
Okay.
That
That's
makes
very
sense.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a right place to hang the cords for the different ones, like say a reversal or for abundance? Like, is there like somewhere in your house you should place them, or it really just it's an intuition thing?
I do have suggestions in each chapter. Like for a dreaming cord, you would hang it by your bed. A love cord, you could either hang it by your front door or by your bed. Abundance or money cord. I have my abundance cord. I keep it in my kitchen window where the sun comes up. Because I've got little prisms on it. So when the sun comes up, it shines through the prisms, and I feel like it's dispersing the abundance magic through the house.
Nice.
And the prosperity cord I have by the front door. The reversal cord, you can hang it kind of in the center of your home, or like right now, I'm in my magic room. I have one in here.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to protect the magic room for sure.
Yes.
So, so how did you find, I was intrigued when you said that you work at Raptor Sanctuary. I know this is like all totally left field now, but but what intrigues you with the Raptors, and do you find that it connects you to your spirituality?
I do actually. I love birds in general, but there are a lot of gods and goddesses connected to birds, birds of prey and corvids. I don't really work with corvids, but I do work with the birds of prey on a local sanctuary called Bays Mountain. It's the Bays Mountain Raptor Center, and I love working with them. I just feel like connecting with that part of myself, and it's volunteer work. So I feel like that just is something, I don't know. I just feel like it's something I should do to give back. And I enjoy cleaning their enclosures. You think, I've already got 4 dogs and 7 cats. Why do I want to clean more? But I do enjoy spending time with them. And I enjoy greeting the people and telling them all about them. I've got one in particular that I just love. Her name is Liluye, and she is a female red-tailed hawk. We call her Lily for short. Liluye is a Cherokee word, and it means soaring bird that sings.
Hmm.
And she is so vocal and so friendly, and I can look at her and go, "Do you want to go for your walk now?" And I swear it sounds like she goes, "Yeah."
I love that because
Yeah.
I am often found in my backyard talking to the birds, and I same thing, like it's like they're saying something. The other day I said that there was I think it was a crow, and it was like it was almost like it was saying you are sweet, you are sweet, and I was like, that's so cool. I do think they talk to us, so I'm with you on this one, and I know Mom is too because you talk to the animals also.
Oh, I do all the time.
Well, they'll talk back if you listen, right?
That's exactly it. And so I think there's that connection too. For me, I find like with birds, it almost seems like a connection to the divinity somehow.
Mhm.
Like, right? Because they can fly and they just, yeah, I don't know.
Yes. Well, I mean, you had Freya. She had the falcon. She could transform into a falcon. You had the Morgan with the crows. You have Odin with the not crows, but the ravens. And then there's so many of them that are connected to birds, birds of prey. I mean, you can't there's just so many connections there with them, and they are amazing. They're amazing to work with. They're just and then you have the owls too. So I
Mhm.
there's not just
Yeah.
hawks up on the mountain, there's the owls. And there's so many gods and goddesses connected to owls as well. Now the owls hate people. They're definitely the introverts of the bird world. But I do enjoy working with them. They're just beautiful, beautiful creatures.
They are. They are.
Do you find that working with the birds and this has helped your magical practice and brought
Oh,
you creative ideas?
yes, definitely, definitely. Now it is against federal law to, like for instance, it's not against the law to use crow feathers in the UK. So if I use crow feathers on cords and I sell those cords, I have to state that I did purchase those from the UK, because they're in North America. I guess it is. I don't know if it's for Canada too or not, but I know it's for the United States. There's I guess it's the United States because it's the Federal Migratory Bird Act. So you cannot use any songbird feathers or any raptor feathers on cords. But I mean, you can meditate if you're wanting to make a spell cord for yourself. You can meditate on that bird and just put things on there, pictures, make a collage of everything, make a collage of their food. You could put, you know, little maybe mouse bones in the bag or something like that, that would connect you with that bird. Um, but yeah, you can't mess with the actual feathers, because it's against federal law.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to know. That is good to know.
Yeah. We don't want
Yeah,
to be breaking any laws when we're doing this.
right. I do in on the goddess cord, since it's the Morrigan, I do have crow feathers on there, and I do have a little side note that they're from the UK on there. And then I have a sea witch cord on there, and it has a seagull feather on it. But I have a friend that went out of the country and she got it from another place as well. So
Oh,
I put a note
okay.
on there too.
Well, and that's good to know, right? Because otherwise people would think, oh, this feather is on
Right,
the ground. I
right.
can just go pick that up and use that. And
Right, exactly. And you're not even supposed to pick up like blue jay feathers or anything like that.
interesting.
And keep, I know there was a woman that felt connected to blue jays because her son was, she felt like it was connected to her son that had passed away. And she had a whole wall of blue jay feathers behind her. When
Well,
she would get on TikTok, everybody sent her blue jay feathers. And she had like a whole collection, and they came in and they took her blue jay feathers.
Oh, wow. That's kind
well,
of sad, actually.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is really. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it is sad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who would have
But
thought?
I know, right?
I just find it, and I find it so intriguing. And so, what was your push, I get to get this book out now for people to, do you think people are needing this more now in their lives?
I think so. I mean, the world's kind of crazy right now. Like the whole world is. And if anything, just the meditative process of making them is helpful. I
Mhm.
think. It's something I enjoy doing, and it brings me peace. It takes you away from the hubbub of the world, and
Right.
just sit there and focus on something else for a few moments, and then you have something lovely and beautiful to hang in your home when you're finished with it.
Yeah, exactly. And so Wiser took on your book, and they loved it.
Yes.
Obviously, they seem to be a very good company for promoting different people and different,
Mhm.
witchy things, which is awesome.
Oh, and I worked with Judica, and she is amazing. She was so helpful, and she's just wonderful to work with. And her daughter came on too, and had all kinds of ideas of how to do the layout, and she's amazing too. So just the whole process was amazing. I loved working with them, so much so that I have submitted a second book to them.
I was just going to ask you, what other creative projects do you have in the background here?
Um, well, right now, non-book wise, I'm going to be making not just finished spell cords, but I decided to make spell cord kits because, some people like to make it with their own energy and their own magic. So I'm going to put out spell cord kits for each one that's in the book. And, I'm also going to put finished spell cords in the shop as well, but they'll be for some that aren't in the book as well. I've just recently started making magical candles. I recently started a Patreon, and I have 3 tiers in it. I've got the first level is the fairy tale tier, and it's all the magic in fairy tales. And I give the story, and then I try to make either a magical item. I show how to make a magical item or a magical spell. Sometimes I will make like a floor sweep powder, or a powder for your doors, or just a candle spell or something like that. The second tier is all about the witch hunts and the witch trials. And I like to examine those witch trials and go through those, and talk about what was said as evidence, and just look at it from different angles, and then kind of make. I've done candle spells with those. I've talked about familiars. So far, I've only done a few so far on each one. And then the third tier is the magic in Shakespeare. So I just finished the Merry Wives of Windsor, which is such a fun play to go over. And I am, which one did I start next? I just started it. Oh, it was The Tempest. That's the one that I'm
Mhm.
working on now, and I just started it. And they're just so magical. I mean, you look at the Merry Wives of Windsor, and if you're just a non-magical person reading through it, you're not going to think it's very magical, but really it is. And the Merry Wives were cunning women. They knew what they were doing. So I've got some recipes and stuff in there with them, and then the book that I've sent in is all it's the crafty. It's gonna why I named it, but it may get changed. It's the Crafty Witch's Guide to Simmer Pot Magic, and so it's all about
Well,
not just the simmer pots while they're simmering in your home and making it smell good, but it's all about that brew that you can get from it, and the different ways you can use it.
Mm.
Because a lot of people
Mhm.
are like, simmer pots are for the home, but yeah, what about that brew that's left over when you're done with that simmer pot? That's so magical because all of your things are, the intentions. So hopefully Wiser will pick that one up.
That sounds amazing. I have a question for you, which circles way back to the beginning of our conversation.
Okay.
So you collect stormwater. So can you use stormwater in magical spells?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. You can use all kinds of different water. I've got moon water, sun water, storm water, ocean water, creek water. I've got it all. And the storm water, you can use it for like you can make a war water with it. I would think you could use it for protection as well. There's all kinds of things you could do with that.
So really it's
Oh,
magic and witchcraft and stuff is really about intention then and
Hmm.
about really thinking when you're thinking, the sun I'm bringing in abundance, the
Hmm.
moon, what cycle am I in to bring it in? I actually put some in my wash the other day because heard that somewhere and I was like, that is such an ingenious idea. I love that, right? So
Yeah.
I love how nature just really speaks to us and then we can use that in our practices.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yes. And that's like when you go outside and you look at your flowers. How does that flower that you're looking at make you feel? What does it remind you of? Like I've got um Ella Campaign outside and it has the bright looking sunflowers. So just if you're looking at it, how does it make you feel? Well, it makes me happy when I see it. And, it looks like it's a happy, happy plant. And of course, it's got the bright yellow flowers like the sunflowers. So I would associate that with the sun. It's just everything that you can associate it with.
Right.
I like that. Well, you've just given us so much information, and I agree with you because I bought flowers the other day, and I said to my husband, I said I bought these flowers because look at them, they're so happy. They make me smile. And I think that's important, right? Is that,
Yes,
not
exactly.
to take it so, like some things need to be taken seriously, but I think there's just so much whimsical stuff that we can do with this magic to not
Yeah.
always take it quite so seriously.
Exactly. You want to make yourself happy and you want to do things that make you feel secure in your life and just bring peace to you. And there's so much you can do with magic that way. You can make floor washes, floor powders, you can do protection on your home, you can make the spell cords, the simmer pots. There's just so much you can do. And that's
Right.
basically what the goal is. And then every now and then you run into a person that's just jealous of how happy you are. And you got to take care of business.
I absolutely love that. I think that is so great. And what is one thing that you're hoping that when people read your book, besides that they just are just like, oh, this is so intriguing and I got to learn more and get the next book when you bring it out. What's one thing you hope they get from this book?
I hope I hope that they enjoy making spell cords. Especially like for friends, for gifts. I hope that they just enjoy making them. Well, first of all, I hope they like my book. But hint, hint. Everybody.
Right? And your book
um,
is coming out July 20th or
I
or
think it's
July?
July 6th.
July 6th. Okay.
That's what it says on Amazon. Let me go look really quick.
Yeah. I
uh,
thought it said 20th, but it just says July 2026 on the page. But just so
okay.
everybody knows when they can they pre-order the book now?
Yeah, it says free release day delivery Monday, July 6th
Okay. So
on
everybody can go
Amazon.
on and pre-order your book because
Yes,
it sounds
you can
very
pre-order it now, definitely.
wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Good. Yes.
So where can everybody find you? We know where to find your book.
You can find me my page Primitive Witchery on Facebook, and then my personal page Loren Morris. You can find me on Instagram at primitive_witchery. And then I'm on TikTok as at that prim witch. And then on Patreon, you can find me just by typing in my name, Loren Morris, or my shop name, Primitive Witchery. And then my website, you can find at primwitchery.com or primitivewitchery.com. They both go to primitivewitchery.com.
Perfect. Well, that's amazing. We can find you everywhere. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I think you'd agree, Mom. She's got just such a great energy about
She does. She does.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, if you had a final thought to leave with us and all of our followers, what would it be?
Don't be afraid of magic. Magic wants to help you. And you should embrace all the facets of it. And that includes the light and the shadow side. You always want to work with your shadow side. Don't ignore your shadow side. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to get rid of it. Make friends with it so that you can be a whole, complete, shiny, happy being. Magical being.
Love it. We love it.
Beautiful.
Well,
Yeah.
we so appreciate you being on the podcast with us. So thank
I
you
really
so
enjoyed
much for
it.
joining. Good, good. And everybody else, we will see you on the next one.
Thank
Bet
you
you
so
will.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.